You know, we went from the highs of having our first child to bottom basement of emotions.
We were just all thankful that he was alive and healthy, because that's, yeah, what you want for your child is to be healthy.
So at home, we could just accept everything that she was doing as normal, but when we got together with us, then you started to see the differences.
I will wait for him longer than I've ever waited for my other kids to do anything. And he does it. He'll just do it in his own time.
I believe it was in that home daycare that she learned to really walk on her own. And I know that most parents would maybe be upset about not being around when that happened. I could only rejoice in the fact she was walking, right? And you just celebrated it a little differently.
When Grant finally walked at the age of 3, it was a party. Like, we threw a party. Yay! Nobody wants to hear your child has Down syndrome because it changes the way you think about how your child's life is going to go.
Is it working, Mommy?
It's working.
What are you going to do on the movie?
Across Canada, 1 in every 781 babies are born with Down syndrome. People with Down syndrome are born with an extra chromosome. This can cause a variety of health issues. People with Down syndrome are going to school, building relationships, finding fulfilling jobs, and excelling in sports they love.
Come on. Thanks, Spencer.
You want to do a goofy face?
This is the Hererchuk family.
Everyone do a goofy face?
Donna, Greg, Ariel, Michaela, and Grant. Grant is 6 years old.
Kid?
Come on.
This is the Friesen family. Pam, Ed, Rachel, Stacy, and Olive. Stacy is 25 years old.
Oh, the blue S outside. Oh, you're a good dad. Yeah. Hey.
Teaching Stacy to ride a bike was more than just a skill. It was a step to independence.
For 2 years, the girls rode bikes to school together. And that was like icing on the cake. It was wonderful. But it was a lot of work. But she did it, because I knew she could do it.
When raising a child with Down syndrome, like any child, it may take time to figure out what parenting tactics work best.
And to get him to come from one place to another, the transitioning at school was always an issue. But once you know how to do it and know what makes him tick, it's actually very easy.
So the one thing that was really important to me, I mean, Pam talked about getting the bicycle thing going. For me, it was downhill skiing. And that was the one thing that, you know, when Stacey was born, I figured, oh boy, when's the next time we're going to be able to do that? When Stacey was born, there were a lot of questions like that. It's like, oh boy, our life has changed, and it's nerve-wracking just for the first while, just until you realize that, well, things aren't happening at a lightning speed anyways. You know, take it a day at a time and just learn what you can do and what you can't do. Push as much as you can until you find out where those limits are. And you know, if skiing hadn't worked out, okay, oh well, you know, we would have rolled with it and found some other way to make it work.
What a day! Yeah, what a day! Right down the hill.
Children with Down syndrome may need some extra attention and patience, and with 3 kids in the house, it can be hard to find a balance.
Michaela used to, when she was little, she used to take everybody around her and say, you have to come meet my brother. Like, you just have to come meet my brother. He is the best thing ever. So I knew right there that it didn't, we weren't giving him more attention. She was giving him more attention than anybody, so.
Good job. Good job.
Stacy works 3 days a week at the L'Arche Tova Cafe.
I feel jams. That's I do.
But she does a lot more than fill jams.
And that started with her saying, Mom, I want a job. It's like, oh, great. You know, and I knew that didn't mean Monday to Friday for 8 hours a day. It just meant she wanted something useful.
So the cafe has really provided a chance for people to develop their independent skills, a chance to feel really good about themselves and being part of this cafe and the people working here. They're really making a contribution. And many of the people who work here, including Stacy, really feel proud about their contribution and what they've done. And so for them, generally it's a really great place for them to come and be a part of something significant.
Stacy loves riding the bike. And you know, whenever we come up to an event and it's a nice night and we're out on the motorcycle, so I'll drop her off and she'll come inside and take her jacket off and say, yeah, we came on the motorcycle today. And everybody seems so surprised. It's like, well, why is that? It's like, you're just sitting. Yeah, I mean, when there's a passion that it's important to you, I mean, if there's a way to make it work, try. It doesn't have to be scary.